the shape. Can we count the shape one more time?
1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1.
Okay, play it. Now we're getting somewhere. Do you feel it?
Schubert has always been one of my favorite composers, very, very close to my heart. I've been listening to his music since I was like 5 or 6.
In chamber groups, you're really like a much bigger part of the pie. You're really like representing an entire role on your own rather than playing in a section, for example. And so you really get to do whatever you want with that.
Even to this day, I always have this like internal struggle of like, how much do I want music to be like a part of my career versus like something that I can purely like find an escape in.
My issue with balance is, do I want to be alone and practice solo music, or do I want to hang out with my friends? And the way you do that is chamber music or orchestra, is where you play with your friends.
I think the Trout Quintet is a very joyous piece, and there's something about it that just kind of sets it apart, and I think it's that youth aspect.
I think the challenge is the endings of the phrases and all the emotions sort of in between. There's a lot of hope in these lines, yada, as we go to these high points when the notes are sort of shaped like this in a phrase. I want a little bit more joy and hope. I want that in general. You know, when people talk about like life is so full, and that's the beauty of it, right? But it has all of this pain in it too. That's Schubert. It's so painfully beautiful and so beautifully painful.
When I was a student, my most gratifying and rewarding and inspiring experiences were always in chamber music. So as I started thinking about how we could grow this program, I just thought about wanting that for Duke students, to have those connections, to have that inspiration, and to have that community.
The inspiration for the Trout Quintet was a high school idea, and it was really only because I saw a recording of it, and it just seemed very different from the other recordings. It was Pinchas Zuckerman and Zubin Mehta and Daniel Barenbaum and Jacqueline Dupre and Itzhak Perlman. And they were all kind of in these prime stages in their career with each of their own solo careers ahead of them. But they were all very young, around 20, 22. And Schubert was also, I believe, 22 when he wrote this piece. They were all friends, they were all very good friends, and they thought that, yeah, that they could make it work.
Which one felt good?
I felt very led by
Of course, I wanted to find, really good players, but I wanted to find, of course, players that could kind of bring alive the spirit of, I guess, youthful joy.
I'm just nasty. Oh yeah. Okay, you do whatever you want. But as long as we agree. And if you...
This chamber music idea it's very democratic. There's no one in charge.
I love playing with other instruments. It's such an intimate setting, and you have each person plays such an important role, and you get to work on something together, and you get to help each other become better musicians as an ensemble.
Or accents could be more in the string.
I was doing down, up, down, up, down, up, down, down. But I could also, she said to do like down, up, which I'm not opposed to.
I'll try your way. Is my memory correct that we preferred a slightly slower tempo than usual?
Yes, I think so.
I think it could be a little faster than what we usually do, personally, but not that big of a deal.
All of our players, you know, come from very diverse backgrounds, very strong backgrounds in music. We've all come from this appreciation of music. I think any one of us could have gone to conservatory, but we didn't.
I never explored cello as a career option because I wanted to always keep it as a hobby, something that I loved doing. So I definitely knew I wanted to go to a school that had a music program and I could be involved, but also could be involved in other things.
Some of our students turned down wonderful opportunities at conservatories because they wanted the academic diversity and rigor that Duke offers. That's a really fun perspective in chamber music. We did a lot of work in nonverbal rehearsal techniques, in body movement, in passing around leadership, in counting, working timings out with numbers rather than with our instruments, just for really subtle kinds of timing. We learned how essential just being together and creating something together is in our lives.
Because it's all well and good to say that we always want to phrase together, but sometimes that means that we phrase in complementary manners. It doesn't mean we do exactly the same things, right? Now, cascade. Yeah, isn't that fun?
Yeah.
And actually you don't even as long as you have a conversation about these different agogic accents, it doesn't really matter what you do. It's the fun of it. If you play the insides, the jelly filling, of our cake, I think it's just gonna be tasty. Can we try?
The seriousness of purpose that my students here have mean that they are willing to go with me and keep going to the point where we reach incredible breakthrough and experience the joy of finding that together.
Yeah.